What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. This session here is the first time back playing from my above average trip to New Jersey. It's been a few days. It's been a crazy hectic few days, and I know you're seeing this probably a few weeks after the fact, but never in a million years would I ever think I can call myself a WSOP bracelet winner. It's been absolutely insane, and I just want to take this time to just thank you guys so much for all the overwhelming support. It's just been absolutely crazy. It's such a dream. It's literally any poker player's dream, and for that to happen for me on stream with the rail and the support behind, it's just, I'm speechless for how to describe how grateful I feel for everyone's support. So the past few days, I've been reflecting on what I can do to just kind of give back a little bit to everyone that's supporting me. Like, I think it's absolutely crazy. I'd never be in that position to begin with if it weren't for the people helping me out in the chat. If it weren't for the people watching these videos, I never would have even made that trip down there, because I make these videos and go on these poker experiences for you guys to make the content, and I thought you guys would enjoy someone like myself who has really no experience to go down in New Jersey, see what it's like to play in a really tough tournament field, and it went extremely well, as you all know. So I've been trying to think of a good way to at least give back to some of the community of people that support me, and also I know that with Corona and COVID, that really messed up a lot of people's financial situations, and luckily now I'm in the spot where I can give back. So what I'm going to do is give away $1,000 to 5 people who have been hurt financially with Corona and COVID. They can be in the poker industry, they can be dealers, or just in general people that are in a tough situation that need help. So from this video to next Monday, in 2 videos, I'll be announcing the winners. So please shoot me an email, just share your story, or if you want to nominate someone whom you're close with that would really need the money, I just want to help out, and I'll be reading through all the emails, reading everyone's story, and I'll announce the winners in next Monday's video, so be on the lookout. So please shoot me an email down here, rampagepokerstore@gmail.com. I just figured it's some way for me to give back with everyone's support, whether you've just watched the video, liked, commented, subscribed, whatever it may be. It's really all appreciated. So please do just shoot me an email with a story, with what's going on and how you're going to use the money. I'll read through every single one, like I said, and I'll announce the winners in the next week. So in this video, we're gonna hop in there, probably play 1-3 or 2-5, not gonna get crazy with things. I spent the whole weekend playing tournaments, online tournaments. It's a totally different game, so we gotta transition back into playing live cash, 6-handed. So wish us luck. Thank you guys, everyone, for the overwhelming support, and let's get into the action. Get 5 red, please. Thank you. How's it going? What's going on? We buy into the 1-3 game, and in this hand here, we have Queen Jack offsuit, and we raise to $15 over a limper. The big blind makes the call, and the limper surprisingly folds and gets out of the way, so we're going heads up to a flop. Flop comes Jack 10-5, 2 spades with top pair and a decent kicker. The big blind actually leads out now for $25. Pretty strange line here to donk lead here, but with top pair, and I guess we do have some backdoor straight draw possibilities, we make the call for 25 and to evaluate a turn. Turn comes a 3 total brick, and here, once again, he leads out for $60. Now I feel a little uncomfortable here with top pair. I mean, my queen really doesn't do a whole lot, and it seems like I'm bluff catching, or just trying to call down and hope he's on a spade draw of some sorts. Here, I'm not really going to get away from the $60 bet just yet, although I am a little cautious about it. So I decide to just call the 60 and evaluate a river. The river comes a nice ace of spades, just the card we're looking for. He has about $225 in his stack and ends up ripping it all in. Here, easy fold for us, and we've definitely got to get out of the way. He shows us pocket jacks because he's a nice friend, so nice hand to you, Andrew, and way to take that one down. So we ended up playing for only 15 minutes of 1-3. We were in the game for $500 and out of the game for $433. Loss of $67 mainly from that one hand, and we're on to 2-5. One of the first hands of 2-5, we pick up Jack-9 offsuit in the small blind. Folds to me, and here I'm going to open up the action to $20 with a pretty playable hand, and the big blind makes the call. Flop comes 8-6-4, 2 diamonds, and here with Jack high, no showdown, but I do have some backdoor straight draw possibilities. I decided to check here, even though I probably can bet sometimes, but he ends up checking it back. Turn comes the 10 of diamonds, so the diamonds get there, but we do improve to open-ended. So here, just going to make a stab at it with my improved draw. I decide to bet $25. He raises to $50 onto me, and here never getting away from a min raise, so I call for only 25 more. We're going to a river, hoping to improve. The river does come the 7 of hearts, so we do get there with the nut straight. Definitely going to be betting at this card, so I decided to throw out a bet of $55, hoping to get a call from maybe 10x of some sort. He does end up making the call for 55 with 10-6, so we definitely get there on the river and win this one. In this next spot, we pick up 6-7 of spades in the hijack. +1 opens up the action to $15. Here, with the suited connectors, certainly can be 3-betting, but at this specific time, I opted not to, so I call 20, and the big blind calls as well. Flop comes 7-3 deuce rainbow, and here with top pair and a few backdoor straight draws, I guess, the pre-flop raiser throws out a c-bet of $20 onto me. I'm certainly not going away here on a pretty good flop for us, so I decide to just make the call. And the big blind also calls as well, so we're still going 3 ways to a turn. Turn comes the queen of diamonds, brings in a backdoor flush draw, and the +1 player fires again for $55. I think this is a pretty weird spot where sometimes I certainly can defend, but I feel like once he's barreling a second bullet against multiple opponents, there's not too many bluffs in his range, I don't think. So I decided to just fold because I'm really unsure of what the big blind's going to do. So I make a semi-nitty fold. The big blind snap folds, and we don't get to see what the +1 player had, but I guess we're moving on. This next hand, we pick up aces. Let's go. We raise to $20, and everyone folds. Hand after that, we're in the big blind, and we look down at pocket 7s playing 5-handed. The cutoff open limps onto the button, who raises it up to $20. Here, never folding, so obviously making the call, and the cutoff makes the call as well. Let's go to a flop 3 ways, which comes Jack 8-7 rainbow. Bottom set, let's do it. Let's get some money in here. I check, the cutoff checks, and now onto the button, who c-bets $45. Here, a larger sizing, and on a rainbow board, you decide to flat, hoping to see a brick turn and potentially just check raise there. So I call the 45, and the cutoff folds. Onto a turn heads up. Turn comes the queen of clubs, bringing the backdoor flush draw. Not really a card that changes a whole lot, but will slow down Jack X holdings. So here, just going to check, hoping to see another bet, and I can check raise here, but unfortunately, he checks it back. The river comes another Jack now. I think it's a pretty great card. Obviously, we bowed up, but I now think we can get a lot more value from Jacks that would improve to trips here. So, trying to figure out a sizing that I can get maximum value on, I decided to overbet the pot to $175. Basically, just targeting Jack X since all other hands are going to have to fold. He tanks about it for quite some time, ends up tossing in a chip for a call. I show him a hand, I'm good, and he flashes us ace-jack, so unfortunate there with the ace kicker, definitely couldn't have gotten away.
Are you recording?
Next hand, 1 pair lower than 7s, we pick up 6s in the cutoff. I open to $20, and we get the blinds to make the call, so 3-way action to a flop. Flop comes ace queen 7 rainbow, and action checks to me. Under pair, not loving the situation, but surely we're going to have to c-bet this on a pretty good flop for us. So I do c-bet $30, and the small blind gets out of the way and folds. The big blind makes the call. I've played with him a little bit before. He's known to provide some action, so certainly don't have to be beat here all the time. We're going to a turn heads up, which comes the king of clubs, brings in a backdoor flush draw, and he checks to us. Here, no need to inflate this pot with a pair of sixes, so I decided to check it back. Onto a river, which comes a 5 total Brick City river here, and now he actually bets out $60. So like I said earlier, this player is known for action, and if there's someone to call light against, it's probably him. It's pretty hard for an ace-x holding to bet for value on this really wet board on that turn especially. So it seems like combos for value is mainly like king-queen. So whatever, we have 5th pair, and we decided to toss in a chip, not really believing him. If he has it, he has it. I make the call. He says that he missed and mucks his card, so thankfully we don't have to show down our trash, but nice to have this hero call work out in the river. After that pocket sixes debacle of a hand, we look down at queen 9 offsuit in the small blind. It's a 3-way limped pot, so not a whole lot to talk about pre-flop, so going 3 ways to a flop, which comes queen jack 8 2 diamonds. Flopping top pair, not the best kicker, but we do have a gut shot. I decided to just check here, and the big blind now throws out a bet of $10. I think the button or whoever was the third person that limped folds, and obviously we're going to be making the call with top pair onto a turn. Turn comes a 9, so there's a 4-liner out there, which isn't really amazing, so I check. He ends up checking it back. The river is another 9. Oh boy, we love this spot, and it seems really unlikely that he has a 10 here for a straight since he did check back the turn. So I just bet really small, $10, hoping for a jack to make the call. But unexpected, he does raise us now to $40. What a dream spot. This is perfect for us with essentially the nuts since we don't think we're up against pocket queens or pocket jacks. So here, I'm trying to think of a sizing that I can get value from. Do I really want to be exploitative and go super big, assuming he has a boat and probably can't fold? Or do I want to just go for value like a normal 3-4x sizing and try to get maybe even a 10x holding to call, even though I don't think he has one of those? So I went for it. I decided to go just for value, only $160. He calls pretty quickly, so here I show my hand, and we are good as he showed us jack 9. So definitely could have gone much bigger, but yeah, one of those spots there that is just a cooler. The last hand of the session, we pick up king jack of clubs in the big blind. The cutoff open limps, the button raises to $10. Small blind makes the call, and here out of position with a very playable hand. Certainly can 3-bet this often, but I decided to just make the call and evaluate a flop. So myself and the cutoff also call. 4 ways to a flop, which comes jack 6 10 2 diamonds. Pretty good flop for us, flopping top pair and a pretty decent kicker. So here action checks back to the button, who fires a c-bet of $30. This is pretty weird. When the small blind calls, I'm obviously going nowhere. I make the call, and of course the cutoff is going to come along as well for fun. So we're going still 4 ways to the turn. Turn is a 7. Once again, everyone checks to the button, who throws out a bet of $100 with about $200-ish behind. The small blind folds, and here I'm just really confused. This really isn't a bluff, but I guess a few hands that we beat can do this. Basically queen jack or jack 9 that improved to a gutter ball. So with a pair of jacks and a decent kicker on a pretty wet board, I sometimes can fold, sometimes can call. I decided to just make the call for $100 since I was still pretty confused with where I was at. The cutoff makes the call, but he's all in for only $70-ish. So we're going to a river 3 ways, trying to build a side pot. The river is another 10. This isn't really the card I was looking for, but there shouldn't be too many 10s in his range besides jack 10. I check, and now he goes all in for $206 total. Oh, this is brutal for me. I just don't know what to do. I feel like I'm crushed here by jack 10, basically. And obviously, there are no overpairs that possibly would make sense. But so here I'm thinking I beat queen jack sometimes, and I'm very rarely beating jack 9 here, who would be this ambitious about jamming top pair. So obviously, this is a spot for value, and it's just trying to determine how good my hand is right now. So I think about it, I tank, and given the size of the pot, $200 in there, King Jack can maybe a call, borderline. I throw him the chip. He shows us the bad news of Ace Jack to take down the side pot, so he basically doubles up. The cutoff actually already got there on the turn. He had 8-9 for a straight, so cutoff takes down the main pot, and the button takes down the side pot. So unfortunate for us to lose this one, and we are out of the session. Everyone, guys, take care.
WSOP for 510. Alright, folks, you guys are ready. 1-3 on the game. Ready, 6.
We gotta come out.
I didn't even recognize him.
I saw the phone.
WTDH, RK, ID, Sid, and AG for 1-3 million.
Thank you.
So, first session back from a weekend of tournaments went all right. That King Jack hand was like the last hand I played, and I just had to get out of there. I feel like I wasn't playing well, wasn't making the right reads that I had to, and we'll end it there. So I played 1-3 for 15 minutes. I lost $67, I think. I was in for 500, out for 433 in that game from that Queen Jack hand. That one hand I played basically. And then for 2-5, I played for a little over 3 hours. I was in for $933, out for $1240. So profit of like $300-ish in total, profit of like $250-ish, give or take. Yeah, I mean, I'm still kicking myself for not going super massive with the Queen 9 hand. Felt like I could have been very exploitative with that, sitting with the essential nuts. And then, yeah, I missed out on a lot of value. And then the King Jack, I felt like I could have folded. Like, he's never bluffing there, and I feel like it'd be a really, really, really slim value if he's jamming Queen Jack or Jack 9 on that river. So could have saved myself $200 extra, but I was a little too curious. Couldn't find the fold button in those instances, so there's that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below for the blue chip. I'm always giving one away. And for the people that were seriously affected by COVID, Corona, or whatever extenuating circumstance, please shoot me an email with your story, or if you want to nominate someone, a close family member of yours or something like that, please shoot me an email with their story as well. It's rampagepokerstore@gmail.com. So I'll be reading through all the emails. I'll try to reply to everyone, and I'll be picking out the 5 winners next Monday's video. So I'll be doing that. I'll be replying to a lot of you guys as much as I can. So I'm looking forward to hearing that, and looking forward to giving back with all the support recently. So there's that, and I'll see you guys next time.